Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how to make gluten-free cranberry scones with orange honey butter. They are poppin' with pockets of juicy tart cranberries and are so soft and tender, y'all. But you can't forget this delectable orange honey butter. These are the perfect use for all those seasonal cranberries. You can serve them to Thanksgiving guests, on Christmas morning, or just for no particular reason whatsoever, other than you want something yummy and quick. So let's get into it and I'll show you how to make them. I'll start by adding 2 cups or 280 grams of Kim's gluten-free all-purpose flour blend to a large bowl. And then to that, I'll add 1/3 cup or 67 grams of granulated sugar. And this is 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, and 3/4 a teaspoon of kosher salt. And I'll just give all of this a quick little mix. And then I'll add in my butter. This is 6 tablespoons or 85 grams of cold cubed butter. And for scones, y'all, you really want the butter to be well dispersed throughout. So I'll cut this into the dry ingredients until it resembles coarse crumbs. You can use a pastry blender or a fork or just your hands like I'm doing. I always find using my hands for stuff like this is so much better because I can really get the feel for when the bits of butter are either large enough for other purposes or small enough, like in this case. I want it to be almost like a wet sand texture. I remember watching a video of Paul Hollywood, y'all, make scones. He is like the master of scones, and while he was making the British version, it's the same concept. These are more American style scones, but if you want a British style gluten-free scone, check out my video for those. They can't be beat, really, y'all, especially if you serve them with jam and clotted cream. And if you've never had clotted cream because you're American like I am and can't get your hands on it, try my homemade clotted cream recipe. I'll put a link for that one as well somewhere. I don't think I have a video for it, but I probably really should do one, shouldn't I? There is nothing, and I mean nothing, on this God's green earth like clotted cream. It is unmistakably rich and heavenly. And if you've never had it, you do not know what you're missing. Okay, this is how it should look, nice and like breadcrumby. So now I'll go ahead and add in the buttermilk. I have 1 cup or 240 grams of whole fat buttermilk. I always bake with whole fat buttermilk just because it really does make a difference in the richness of the baked goods. But if you can't find whole fat, you can certainly use low fat. Just don't substitute with fat-free. It's just not going to be the same. And finally, for the cranberries, this is 1.5 cups or around 143 grams of cranberries. They're fresh cranberries and I've chopped them up a little bit. You could probably use frozen cranberries. I would thaw them first, and then if they have any juices, kind of drain them so you don't end up with like a bunch of pink scones. Unless you want that, that's fine. I find that it works a little better to chop them up than use big pieces of like whole cranberries in something like this. That way you get just little pops of tartness. I'll dump it out onto a floured surface, always using the flour blend that's in the recipe. So in this case, it's my all-purpose flour blend, gluten-free. You can roll this out or just pat it out with your hands like I'm doing, because it's just so easy. There's just no need to break out a rolling pin. I'm patting this into a rough like 8 or 9 inch circle roughly, and then I'll take my bench scraper and cut it into triangles. You should get 8 pretty decent sized triangles from this recipe. Or if you wanted to make them bite size, if you want to do that, divide the dough into like 2 or 3 rounds first, and then you'll get cute little tiny triangles. I'll have to try that next. I'll just put these on my parchment lined baking sheet, about 2 inches apart. And one final thing I want to do is I'm going to take a little of the leftover buttermilk that's in the bottom of my measuring cup and just use my fingers to spread it on the tops. It's totally optional, but I like to sprinkle mine with a little turbinado sugar, so I need something for that to stick to, and I love the crunch that the turbinado sugar gives to the tops of these scones. It's a nice contrast to that really fluffy, tender interior. I'll bake these at 400 Fahrenheit for about 17 to 20 minutes, or until they're nice and golden brown and puffed. And while those are baking, let's go ahead and make the orange honey butter. I'll zest 1 large orange and put that in a small bowl. And I'll add a cup or 226 grams of softened butter. And a 1/4 cup or 85 grams of honey. And just a pinch of salt. It's about like 1/8 of a teaspoon. The salt really balances all the sweetness from the honey. I'll give this a quick mix, and that's all there is to it, y'all. This is such a great, quick breakfast idea, y'all. These scones are so tender and fluffy with that beautifully crusty interior. And the pops of cranberry tartness are like the perfect level without being like over the top too much. And that's because we chop them up instead of leaving them whole. But this butter, y'all, it is out of this world. You could serve this to me on a flip-flop and I'd eat it. Seriously, it's so good. You should keep this around at all times for putting on like pancakes, toast, waffles, you name it. And I'd say your holiday guest will definitely thank you for these wonderful scones and yummy butter. Enjoy!